One of humanity's most lasting wonders, according to the introductory paragraph, is the Great Wall of China. Built over 1,700 years, it covers a distance of more than 5,500 kilometers. It has shielded the city from numerous threats, some of which are mythical and others of which are known. One of those legends is the subject of this tale. The movie begins with robbers from Khitan galloping over the desert. William Guerin and Pero Tovar, two European mercenaries, hide up in a cave with 3 other men. The men are on their way to find black powder. A beast attacks the men in the cave. In an attempt to locate an individual who can identify the creature, William dispatches it and cuts its hand. Chinese soldiers of the Nameless Order shoot many arrows at William and Tovar as they approach the Great Wall. The men capture them and reveal the monster's arm to them. The soldiers respond horrified. The men are questioned by General Shao, General Lin, and Strategist Wang regarding where they discovered the creature. William tells a falsehood when Lin asks why they are there, claiming they came to trade but were ambushed. More creatures have been spotted moving near the wall, which alerts the guards. With William and Tovar still being kept captive, the generals muster their army and march to the top of the wall. As hundreds of monsters rush in the direction of the wall, the soldiers launch an assault. Hanging on ropes, Lin and her army descend to confront the creatures. As they begin their ascent up the wall, the other troops fire arrows and flaming pebbles at them. After rising to the top, one monster begins tearing through the soldiers. After being cut free, William and Tovar enter the battle. While the rest of the horde retreats, they defeat the monster with a spear. William and Tovar are permitted to remain as guests rather than as prisoners after gaining the respect of the soldiers. They meet Ballard, a fellow European who went in quest of black powder but ended up getting captured as well. Ballard is aware that the men have the same purpose for visiting China. The Nameless Order honors the guys with a feast. William discovers there that Ballard instructed Lin and the other soldiers in both Latin and English. William delights everyone in the room by demonstrating his archery prowess to the soldiers. Lin brings William along to demonstrate her fighting while dangling from the rope. William doesn't quite trust her enough to attempt the jump, despite her best efforts to persuade him to do so. Ballard devises a plan at night for William, Tovar, and himself to steal black powder and flee while the soldiers are preoccupied with fighting. Tovar and William talk to Wang regarding a magnetic stone William had on him during the battle with the monster on the wall. Wang relates to the men the Taotie, or monster, mythology. As retribution for humanity's avarice, the heavens sent a meteor that struck a mountain 20 centuries ago, freeing the Taotie from the grasp of an emperor crazed by greed. A few moments afterward, the soldiers receive word of another disturbance in the vicinity of the wall. Once more, the Taotie attack the soldiers. Shao loses his life in the battle. As he draws his last breath, he hands control to Lin. From the capital city of Bienlian, the generals get a scroll that describes how to resist the Taotie using magnetic stones. To test this plan, William proposes that they sedate and capture one of the creatures. In the thick fog, the soldiers assemble for another battle against the Taotie. During the struggle, William helps Lin, and Tovar intervenes to support William. William slides down a chain to ensure that at least one of the monsters that the troops have managed to capture is not released by another. The monsters are taken down by arrows on chains. Lin uses black powder rockets against the Taotie, blowing up a few of the monsters in the process. William eventually passes out. William wakes up with Lin by his side after having his wounds attended to. She assures him that they were successful in capturing and bringing in the Taotie. Lin remarks that human greed is not all that dissimilar from the Taotie's when she questions William about the outside world. The imprisoned creature thrashes around, and the soldiers stand around it cautiously. Wang hangs a few magnetic stones from a pole in close proximity to the monster's face. It shrinks away when it sees the stones. A lieutenant says that they need to take the beast to the emperor. William visits Tovar in his room to express his gratitude for his assistance. Tovar believes that William has abandoned them and their objective. Nevertheless, in order to become a hero among the Chinese. William is informed by him that he will just be a liar. In response, William becomes enraged and points a knife at Tovar's throat. There is Taotie movement at the wall's base. When the soldiers descend to look around, they find a massive opening that the monsters dug to enter. Tovar and Ballard discover black powder concealed beneath the walls in the meantime. The two use some of the powder for dynamite to burst open the door to the room where the majority of the powder is housed while the guards are distracted. When William hears the explosion, he discovers Ballard and Tovar stealing supplies. Tovar implores William to accompany them, even if he feels that his first mission was a foolish one. Ballard knocks William unconscious when that fails, and they flee. The warriors advance toward Bienlion, the capital city, knowing they are running out of time before a major Taotie onslaught and fearing that nothing will be able to stop them. They display Taotie in a cage to the emperor, Wan Juankai. Lin discovers William has been captured and finds out what his initial goals were. She declares she would kill him herself because she is furious. Peng Yong, a young soldier, stands up for William and lets them know that Tovar and Ballard stole the powder. While Lin and her soldiers pursue the other two, she gives the order to lock William up. Through the desert rides Tovar and Ballard. When Ballard feels danger coming, he leaves Tovar behind. Ballard is taken prisoner by the Khitan bandits at night, while Tovar is taken by the Chinese soldiers. By mistake, they light his powder, blowing themselves and Ballard up in the process. The soldiers utilize hot air balloons while fighting the Taotie over the city. However, the balloons explode into flames, sending several of the men down to their deaths. Wang lets William out of his cell and tells him that the Taotie queen's murder is the new goal. Peng Yong shows up and asks to go with William and Wang as they are ready to board a balloon. The emperor takes away the magnetic stone from close to the Taotie in an attempt to take control of the beast. However, this leads the beast to awaken and call the other monsters to its location. The Taotie are wreaking devastation while every army flies high overhead over the city. As the troops fly past, they erupt from the buildings in retaliation. The majority of the city is destroyed by fire. The monsters try to approach the queen, but the warriors counterattack with more rockets and arrows. Lin is followed by William, Wang, and Peng as they discover the queen is shielded by thousands of Taotie. When the heroes arrive at the palace, they go up to the emperor. Wang asks that in order to destroy the queen, they locate the captured monster. The beast is in the dungeon, the emperor informs them. The soldiers feed the monster meat to bring it to the queen and cover it in explosives. While the other monsters are above ground, they pass through an underground canal. The Taotie attempt to snag them from above by crawling above them. Peng repels the monsters, but throughout the battle, he sustains injuries. While the others carry on ahead, he stays behind. A number of creatures suddenly appear and charge at Peng. He sets some black powder on fire and detonates both the creatures and himself. William, Lin, and Wang rush into a tower to free the captured Taotie. It rejoins the monsters after they manage to hold it off with the stones. The three climb the tower to attack the queen. After getting a clear shot from the top of the tower, they shoot the queen with rockets, but she is shielded from the blasts by larger animals whose scales deflect the projectiles. The creatures assault the tower, attacking, and Wang is at the bottom. Wang tosses Lin a stone just before he is killed. Before Lin fires the rocket, William throws the stone into the queen's path. The queen is destroyed by the rocket's explosion, which also causes the Taotie to die. Upon their return home, Lin is made regional general. William is supposed to receive a reward, a large amount of black powder, but he decides to free Tovar so they can travel back to Europe. William and Tovar make up, and they say goodbye to Lin before making their way home under the protection of a cavalry. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.